I've been lifting weights for the last year, and I went from having 12-inch arms to having 17-inch arms, and I grew 4 inches in height while simultaneously gaining a lot of fat. That is why I want to start my own weightlifting journey again, and I want to share it with you so you can receive as much help as you can from this. But first, welcome to the Becoming Men Project. My name is Ayan, and I help young men transition from boy psychology to man psychology. So, before I tell you about what I plan to do in my weightlifting routine, first, let me tell you about my first day on self improvement. On self improvement again. Um, if you haven't watched my video on how I'm going to start my self improvement journey, please do so. So the updates for self improvement are: out of my 6 self improvement habits, I did meditation, I did gratitude, I did reading, I did diet track. My screen time was way more than it should have been, and I uploaded today. So that's 5 out of 6. I also read The Magic of Thinking Big, in which I learned about how limiting people limit you, and how not thinking big enough is the reason why you don't achieve your goals. It's not that you don't have the capacity to achieve them, it's that you don't have the mental thinking capability of believing that you can achieve it. So the more you believe in yourself and the higher your goals and standards are, the better you'll achieve in life. That is what I learned, and I think this was chapter 8 or 7, so I'll let you know about that. So, gym journey. I started weightlifting in 2023 when I was 14 at the time. I remember the date, it was August 9, and I joined the local gym. And I started weightlifting and I lifted weights for 2 or 3 months. I did very normal push pull legs and I researched a lot. But during those times, I was really, really small, and genetically, I've always been fat. Like at whatever age I have been since I was 11 till recently, still am fat. I've always been fat. It doesn't matter if I'm getting bigger, if I grow taller, I just keep getting fat. And this is not a rant, I'm telling you the reality. And I'll tell you how I plan to fix this so you can use this for yourself as well. So, I was really fat and I stopped lifting weights in January 2024 because I got my class 10 sports. And after that, my weightlifting journey was very stagnant till the start of 2025. In 2025 January is when I started taking weightlifting again seriously. My arms were around 13.5 inches and my height was around 5'10". My weight was 91, 92, which was overweight for me at the time. And I just turned 16 in 2024. So in the entirety of 2025, at first, for the first 6 months, I followed the bro split, which was like single muscle per day. And I did that for 6 months and I saw very good results from that. My diet was not that controlled. My diet was, counted my calories, but they weren't that accurate because I wasn't losing weight. Because technically, I was in a deficit, but I still was gaining muscle and fat. So I think my calories were not properly tracked, and I was eating good foods, and my skin quality and my health and my testosterone levels were increasing. I don't have the reports to show for that, but it is what I felt. This is from my own experience. And in June 2026 is when I got back to push pull legs, which was chest and shoulders, back, abs, then legs, then arms, and then repeat. Rest and then repeat. And I've been doing that for the last 6 months, but I haven't seen that much improvement in my strength as well as my physique, and I'm actually getting really, really fed up from science-based lifting as well as just looking into the minute details that don't matter. I've been stuck in my head for too long. Honestly, this is kind of me having humility and admitting that I'm really wrong with this. Weightlifting isn't you going to the gym and writing down in your little book how much weight you track, how much weight you hit, and how many reps you hit, even though that is what I've done for the last year, and I will continue to do that for my weightlifting journey. I don't believe that that is the solution to getting slimmer or losing fat or gaining muscle. The key to losing fat is being in a caloric deficit and hitting the workout and getting enough protein. It isn't knowing that you're eating like your carbohydrates right, or if you're eating a particular diet, if it's ketogenic or if it's the slow carb diet. It doesn't matter. What actually matters is that you do the basics. Because I, as a beginner, when I should have been recomping, started directly from a cut, which was a very, very stupid thing to do. So when I naturally started bulking again in 2025, which I did not know at the time, I grew in height. I grew 4 inches. I went from 5'10" to 6'2", and my weight increased from 91 to 108, which is what it is right now. And my arms got bigger, my shoulders got bigger, but I am still very fat. I am not satisfied with my physique, and this is me telling you what I am right now. So if you can relate to any of this video will truly help you start your own weightlifting journey and build the physique you want to build. First of all, let me tell you what my expectations are for my physique. I want to build a physique that is very wide. First of all, I want a perfect V taper with a slimmer waist, not too slim, just a slimmer weight, visible abs, striations in my chest, veins in my biceps and forearms, big forearms, a very yoky chest, and traps. I want a very thick neck and I want big quads. That is all I want from my physique. I don't think that's too hard to achieve, but it needs consistency and it needs me to track my diet and be either in a caloric deficit or in a surplus at any moment of time. I cannot be recomping throughout this because I have been recomping for the last year. So that is what the plan, that is what the expectations and desires are. The time frame, I expect to achieve this physique in 2 years. So the time frame will be 3 years, 3 months I will be cutting from now, which will be April, May, and June 2026. I will be cutting. Then I'll bulk for 3 months, slight bulk, which will be July, August, September. Then again, I'll cut October, November, December, and I'll keep doing this till 2028. My goal at 2020, at the end of 2028, will be having a physique which is very, very beautiful. First of all, very aesthetically pleasing, but still very dominant and masculine, very wide. And I plan on reaching 20 to around 20% body fat. I don't want to go below 18. And that is where I want to be. My weight currently is 108. My height is 6'2". I'm 17. And here's the plan. I've been doing push pull legs for the last year. I haven't been tracking my diet properly. So the plan is hitting bro split, going back to basics, doing whatever a beginner would do, but tracking it, being very, very accountable for everything I do, and sharing my progress with you so you can use it for yourself. What I plan to do is I hit chest on Mondays, back on Tuesdays, shoulders on Wednesday, legs on Thursday, arms on Friday, which is biceps and triceps, and then I'll hit the weak muscles which I want to grow, which are traps, neck, forearms, and calves. Two exercises of these muscles, and I will do 10 minutes of cardio before each workout and 20 minutes of light cardio after each workout. So that is the plan. I will be sharing all of my workouts, everything that I do. I will be sharing my macros every day on this channel. Additionally, not in these videos, but I will make a separate video for my gym progress. Let's begin this. Let's finally start weightlifting together. Let's take this seriously and improve ourselves to such a point that we genuinely are where we want to be rather than just thinking about it. Honestly, I've made a fool of myself trying to research about every scientific thing about what form I should be using, if I should be using cables or machines or dumbbells, if I should be using this particular exercises or using this particular variation of it, if I should be using incline dumbbell press or flat dumbbell press. Like, it doesn't matter. I feel like what truly matters is going back to the old school beginning, just where bodybuilding actually is, using compound exercises with a bit of isolation work, being in the higher rep ranges, hitting muscle groups consecutively rather than hitting one muscle group with two or three different muscles like you do in a normal push day. And I feel like push pull legs and upper lower split are not that bad splits, but bro split is where I think the most gains are for a beginner like me, because I consider myself to be a beginner right now. I don't want to pretend that I'm 25 and I'm where I want to be. I am 17 and I'm really fed up with my physique. I'm really frustrated. I am definitely not where I want to be. I've been fat my entire life, and everywhere I go, I have insecurities. I cannot wear the clothes I want to because of my insecurities, and I want to change that. I want to change that really, really, really hard. So this is me telling you about it, and the consecutive videos every day you will be seeing a video from me about what my workout was, all the sets I did. You'll see a video of me just like a Sam Sulek video. I'll share my diet, I'll share what meals I had, what my macros were, and I hope that helps you. This video was really, really helpful for me as well, as I hope it will be for you. I hope you receive everything you need, because there isn't anything you need from this. The things that you do need after this are the workout plans, which I will share personally. So I'm going to be hitting shoulders tomorrow. I'll give you the workout and I'll record myself hitting these workouts. So you'll have all the form, all the techniques, all the like weights and reps I hit. So you can adjust them for yourself. If you're a complete beginner, my advice will be follow the routines I tell you to. Track your diet using MyFitnessPal app. You don't need to buy like a very specific app for it, which you need to pay for. Get a scale so you can measure your weight, get a food scale so you can measure your food and track your food, track every bite, track everything you're eating, and do a weekly average of your weight. Take a scale of your weight every morning, and then each week do an average of what your weight was for the entire week, and that weekly average is what you will compare for the last week. So if you are planning to cut like I am, you should be losing around zero point 0.5 to 0.8 kgs per week, and if you're not doing that, you're not in a deficit. If you're losing more than that, then you're in a harsh deficit. You need to come back like in the range. For example, I'll be starting with 2300 calories, which is too low for me according to what my maintenance calorie should be. But I've tried 2500, I've tried 2700, but none of them have worked. So 2300 calories is what I plan to do. For dieting, I feel like if you're a complete beginner, you do not need anything that extreme, like a ketogenic diet. My own plan is to do a slow carb diet as described by Tim Ferriss, which has 5 rules. The first rule is no white carbohydrates, which could be pastas, potatoes, rice, rotis if you live in India, and tortillas, anything. No white foods. Then there is no calories consumed in the form of liquid, so no milk, no dairy products. And third is no fruits. Then there is fourth is, I think you have a cheat day. You follow this for 6 days, and then you have a cheat day on the seventh day where you can eat anything you want to. And then the fifth thing is that you have your first meal in the first hour that you wake up, and then you have a gap of 4 hours between your consecutive meals. Ideally, you have 4 meals. So that is a slow carb diet, which is what I will be following from 27th of March, because till 27th there are Navratri in India, so I can't have non-veg. You do not need to know about that. I will be starting my diet from 1st April, but I will be training side by side and sharing my macros with you, so you can easily do yours. That is all you need. You do not need to know what hypertrophy is, what junk volume is, or if you're training hard enough. What you need to understand is if you're a complete beginner and you've never lifted weights in your life, you just go into the gym, you sign up, you print the pages I will give to you, like my own workouts, and or you take a photo of them. Then you go on YouTube. Then you just write. Let's just say you're writing like flat bench press. You write flat bench press, and you see the form, you see the technique. Then you ask someone in the gym. Most people in the gym are very nice. You just ask them if my form is correct or not, and they'll give you small tweaks, and eventually you'll get it right. And if you're new to lifting, there is very less chance that you'll get injured if you use proper weights. So start really light, then build your weight up as you build your own strength. For dieting, again, just eat whole foods, no sugar, no junk food, and that's all you need, honestly. Track your progress, watch my videos if they help you. Stay motivated and track your progress with mine. And yeah, so my starting point again for the last time is 6 to 108 kgs, around 35% body fat percentage. And my goal is in the next 16 weeks to lose around 10 kgs of fat. Yeah, 10 kgs of fat while simultaneously maintaining my muscle. Those are my own goals, and you know what I'm doing now. So I have no excuses. I will be sharing all of my progress with you. So I hope this helps you. If you liked what you learned today and would like to learn more, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.